Welcome to our first lesson. Today we're going to start right at the very beginning with what is arguably the greatest unsolved mystery of modern astrophysics. In fact, it's probably the greatest mystery of any subject at all, which is, why does the universe exist? Why is there anything rather than nothing? Where did the Big Bang come from? Why is everything here? This is a mystery, of course, that has baffled not merely astronomers, but it's baffled philosophers, poets, religious leaders, ever since there have been philosophers, poets and religious leaders, and in fact probably long before that. What we're going to do in this first lesson is explain the evidence that led people to believe that there was in fact a Big Bang, that the universe started with a giant fireball, which on the face of it is a pretty preposterous thing to claim. This is not really an unsolved mystery. The evidence for the universe coming from a very hot, dense state is actually pretty overwhelming. But then in the next lesson, we'll go on to what is very much more unsolved, which is how it got to that state in the first place. Where did this hot, glowing fireball actually come from? Who pressed the button marked "Do not press" to get the Big Bang going?
So I want us to step back to 1915, to the beginnings of what we call cosmology, the study of the universe. In 1915, when astronomers looked with their telescopes up to the sky, they saw stars everywhere. And they knew these stars were like our sun. What they didn't understand is why the stars shone. What was the energy source that powered our sun? That was a mystery. But it wasn't the only mystery. One of the mysteries were these things known as nebulae, little fuzzy blobs that were scattered across the sky. Some were red, some were blue, some were very big, some were very small. Complete mystery. And the person who tackled this mystery was someone everyone should know, Vesto Melvin Slipher. I'm particularly fond of Mr. Slipher because his family gave me a scholarship to study at the University of Arizona. And I'm sad to say I had no idea who he was when I received the scholarship. He is one of the founders, or the founder, of observational cosmology, the thing that I do. And what Slipher did is, instead of looking at the canals of Mars, which was really what his job was, he observed these nebulae for the first time. Now, to understand his observations, we're going to need to know two things. One is how we measure distances in astronomy, and the other is the concept of spectra.
So I guess we'd better explain those two things before we get going. So, Brian, why don't you take the next couple of videos to explain how you measure distances of things in space? After all, it's what you spend most of your life doing.
Okay, that sounds good to me, and I guess that leaves spectra to you, Paul.
Which I guess is what I spend a lot of my life doing. Okay, so the next few videos will explain spectra and how we measure distances, and then we'll come back to the story of Vesto Slipher and the origins of the universe.